Hola mi gente, ¿cómo va? This is part 2 of my protest poster process video. It's super mouthful. I had mentioned in part 1 how doing a caricature of Trump is pretty low-hanging fruit for me. His saying Orange Man is bad doesn't seem particularly insightful when Orange Man does or says some new awful thing most days. Also, I made the second poster for my husband to carry, and I knew he wouldn't like carrying another stupid picture of Trump, because that's just not his vibe. So I aimed for something more positive instead. And a few months ago, I had an idea for what I thought would eventually be a sticker, but I didn't have a clear image in mind. I knew I wanted it to say use 'em or lose 'em and represent the Bill of Rights, but the images I kept getting were pretty boring. Couldn't come up with an illustration that really fit the saying. I just had that saying stuck in my head, use 'em or lose 'em. So I revisited that idea, and then it occurred to me that rights are something that you exercise, and the more you exercise them, the better you get at using them. So now I had a clear image of what I wanted to draw. And I reminded myself that the goal for these posters was finished, not perfect, and then I got to work. So after looking through a bunch of exercise pictures, I decided that I wanted something that had a circus strongman vibe to it. And so found myself some reference pictures, did a bunch of thumbnails, and then I was ready to work on the poster itself. And that was pretty straightforward. I used a white pencil to make the sketch easier to see on the cardboard, on the cardboard for myself and for the camera. And it did take me a while to be happy with the sketch on the cardboard. It took several iterations before I was happy with it. You can see here I have, get rid of my teleprompter. There we go. So I tried fitting the entirety of use 'em or lose 'em along the top. And then it was going to say exercise your rights along the bottom. Unfortunately, also while working on this video, I didn't keep double checking that the image itself was in view of the camera. So I had all this, a bunch of video basically where I'm working just out of sight of the camera, and I had to get a bunch of it out. But anyway, you can see here, eventually use 'em or lose 'em morphed into exercise your rights. And I had to try several times to fit it in so that it looked nice. So this was me struggling through that and then realizing, oh, I could write your rights here. So then I had to go back and do it again and again. This is how art works, right? It's just a bunch of iterations. Like that head. What the heck is going on with that head? It was so big for the rest of the body. And it was driving me nuts. So I fixed it, and I redid the sketch. But with this white pencil, there's only so many times that I could work on, that I could redo the sketch, and because it didn't erase very well. So at this point, I realized, okay, I just need to commit to what I have. And I put the pencil away and I switched over to Sharpie. I did eventually use Posca pens as well, and I was pretty happy with how this turned out. You know, aside from peaceably assemble was kind of difficult to fit in there, and not both of the barbells fit exactly in the center, but I think it still worked. I was pretty happy with how the image turned out overall, and I'm thinking I definitely want this to be a sticker in the future. I'm gonna have to make some tweaks to it, of course, so that it's going to look considerably better, but overall I think I like how it turned out in terms of the silhouette and everything. And oh god, I'm forgetting all my art words right now, excuse me. I've been trying to finish this video for a month. It's been silly. So, oh, and then here, I was like, oh, everything I'm doing right now is super patriotic. Exercising my rights to free speech, standing up to the man, listening to Hamilton. So I decided that I really needed, this is an American thing to do. We have rights, we may as well use them. People fought and died so that we would have rights. It is only right that we use them. So I shoehorned an American flag in there too, because patriotism. Patriotism. Not gonna lie, after it's all done, I was a little jealous of my husband. This one, I tried out a bunch of new little things for this one. I wanted it to be simpler. I wanted it to be finished. I wanted it was just going to be a different vibe than the one that I made for myself. And I really did like how the little character turned out. So I was a little jealous of my husband. Oh, also when I used this cardboard, I think I used part of a Chewy box. So, and it's already got those folds in it, which I think made it a little bit easier to carry around. As it is, I have to take my other protest poster and put some holes in it, and then put some rope or something on it and then make like a bonus poster so that I could use it as a sandwich board, and just wear it. That would feel like that would make it a lot easier on my hands. My hands hurt so much after the last protest that I went to, and just from holding it for hours and hours. Fun fact, the last protest that I went to, for the most part, we had cars honking at us in like solidarity, I guess. I've never been so happy to get honked at. And we obviously did get a couple of people who were annoyed with us, but by and large, people were very, very, very much on board with what we were doing. But there was this one lady who like flipped us off as a group, and then flipped me off in particular, not because of this poster. I had my Foking Bully poster with me, and she flipped us off, and I made eye contact with her, and the entire time that I was there, I had been doing like the princess wave. So elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, touch your heart, blow a kiss, scratch it off. I'm doing the princess wave as we're walking, doing the crosswalk. And I saw her flip us off, and I gave her a really exaggerated pout, and then I shrugged, and I blew her a kiss, and smiled, and I gotta say, this woman went from mad to freaking livid, and she was in her car, and then she flipped me the double bird, and I was like, okay, so one for us as a group and one for me in particular. I feel so special. so that was interesting. I haven't really been able to stop laughing about it, honestly. But you know, something that you probably hear about that all the time, but one that you won't hear about all the time is I got to talking with a bunch of people that were in their cars because they were just stopped, right? They had a stoplight, and so some of them had their windows down, and I got to talking to a bunch of them. And so I actually made friends with like a bunch of carloads of people, and was like, hey, yeah, I made my poster at, I did a sketch. We had a sign making party, and it's a lot of fun, and you should come out and join us sometime, because then we get to just hang out and do art and talk about civic life. Oh, and here's the finished thing. Exercise your rights. Thanks for watching.